Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. We're pumping back in the green. Bitcoin up over 2,500 on the day, back above 62 G's, baby. Let's get it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as well as breaking news. Japanese public company MetaPlanet establishes a wholly owned subsidiary to amplify its Bitcoin strategy. Let's go. Also breaking news, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz says he is incredibly bullish on Bitcoin because the government can't control it. Quoting him here, the fact that there are only going to be 21 million Bitcoin is a big damn deal. Amen to that. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin exchange balances. Are they overrated? We'll be discussing a potential Bitcoin supply shock, as well as Cathie Wood's vote is cementing Trump as a pro-innovation, crypto-friendly candidate. Also breaking news I love to hear, Julian Assange has been freed from jail after a plea deal with the United States. We're also going to be discussing RFK Jr.'s response to this, as well as breaking news, German government offloads 900 biddies, meaning 400 Bitcoin sent to Coinbase and Kraken, as well as Bitcoin analyst says Bitcoin can spike 12x to $500,000 per coin within the next 12 months. I'll be explaining why. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Let's freaking go. Another beautiful day in the markets. We back in the green. Let me know if you feel that bottom is in. But anyways, fam, if you're new to the YouTube channel, very important to smash those likes. It helps out tremendously with the algorithm. Also subscribe to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. And if you can hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications. It's greatly appreciated. Also very important, smash the repost over on X. Every day before I go live, I share typically 2 posts over on X. If you guys can repost it and spread the word, we're going to get more eyeballs on the channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Today is pod episode number 1681. I'm your host, JV, and it's June 25th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do every day. Bitcoin back in the green, a beautiful sight for our eyes here, as you can see. Bitcoin back above 62 G's, up 4%. Ether in the green, BNB in the green, Solana in the green, Cardano in the green, AVAX in the green, Near in the green, everything in the green. I love me some green. Just saying. Anyways, checking out coinmarketcap.com. We're sitting at a 53.4% Bitcoin dominance, with the current market cap sitting at 2.29 trillion, back on the rise. And the Bitcoin, that was the crypto market cap. The Bitcoin market cap sitting at 1.2 trillion. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Brett up 26%. We got Whiff up 24%, and Pepe up 18.5%. Below that, Notcoin, Stacks, Bonk, Fetch, and BTC Cash Trash. And which also y'all most bullish on for this particular bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. As we can see, virtually every single coin -2, so 98% of the market in the green. You gotta respect that, respect the pump. And zooming out on the monthly, still a massive correction. A lot of these alts are bleeding collectively, and I'd say 95% of the market in the red on the monthly. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index today, we're all the way down to a 30. This is the lowest this metric has been in a long time. We're back in fear. Now, the reason I like to share this metric every day, the lower this number goes, the more likely of a pump. And lo and behold, we just dropped 20 points in a day, and we're pumping close to $3,000 on the day. That's why I like this metric. Yesterday was a 51, last week a 74 in greed, and last month a 75 in greed. So there you have it. Crypto fam, let me know your thoughts on where you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to take us next. We only have another week left before we get our June monthly close. So holla and let me know. Let's break down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. Bitcoin cascading long squeeze, the blame for the slump to 60 G's. That's right. A cascading long squeeze of Bitcoin could explain the asset's recent drop to 53-day lows as miners continue to sell, according to Bitcoin analysts, quoting him here. This is on-chain analyst Willy Woo. Speculators kept adding to new long positions, just adding more fuel for more liquidations and a cascading long squeeze. A long squeeze happens when a large number of the long position investors start selling their holdings as the price falls to cut their losses. This causes the price to drop even more, leading to a cascading effect on the other long position hodlers. The opposite is referred to as the short squeeze. This term became well known when retail traders pumped up the price of GameStop stocks back in January of 2021, forcing large short investors to buy back the stock at a higher price to limit their losses and thus pushing the stock price up to meteoric heights. And according to CoinGlass data, a dip below 60 G's, similar to the June 24th, when Bitcoin fell below 59,000, would wipe 1.16 billion in long positions. And yesterday we did tap that 58,000 level, which is the new bottom. However, a similar 4% upswing could erase 2 billion in short positions, showing that traders are currently more confident in the price going downward. Quoting Wu here, we're at the breakdown of what's happening given the fear in the market. And as I shared, we just hit the lowest we have in the crypto greed and fear index with a 30 in fear. That's the lowest we've seen in 18 months. Willy Woo also pointed out the ongoing post-halving miners capitulation event, which is a theory that miners will turn off their hardware and sell their coins if Bitcoin falls below a certain price and mining becomes unprofitable. Quoting him here, superimposed on this liquidation squeeze, we have a post-halving miner capitulation explaining that miners selling Bitcoin can pay for needed upgrades while the weakest miners are closing shop and being liquidated. And on June 25th today, Bitcoin is back above 62 G's. You gotta love it. We did bounce pretty strongly. And quoting Samson Mao, he believes the Bitcoin dip is purely sentiment and fear-driven and not from selling off large holdings. Shout out to Samson Mao. I'm going to read you a couple of break-in stories, and then we'll look at some of the live charts. This just in, Japanese public company Metaplanet establishes a wholly owned subsidiary to amplify its Bitcoin strategy. And you already know that's one of these Japanese companies that just followed the Michael Saylor following in the footsteps of MicroStrategy, putting the Bitcoin on the balance sheet, and their stock has been rising ever since. And also breaking news, this is big, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz says he is incredibly bullish on Bitcoin because the government can't control it. Amen to that. And the fact that there are only going to be 21 million Bitcoin is a pretty big damn deal. Let me know if you agree with Senator Ted Cruz. And now let's look at some of the live price action. Give me a second to switch up the scenery for you. Here we go. So yeah, you should be able to see on your screen, this is actually the 1 week chart. No, this is the 1 month. They say when in doubt, just zoom out. I mean, the monthly chart's still looking bullish. You can see we had quite a few consecutive green candles with a few little red ones. We'll see how the month of June we end it, but that's what we're looking at right now. We're going to zoom in a little more. Let's go to the 1 week chart here to get a different perspective, zooming in a little bit. The 1 week chart, we do have some targets here. I'm going to read them out loud to you. We have a bullish pennant. You can see in the green, sitting at above 90,000. Let's go. And then there's even more of a bullish target sitting at $106,200. When we hit 100,000, Fiesta, Puerto Rico. Let's freaking go. So yeah, 1 week chart looking lit, just like the monthly chart. Let's zoom in a little more. Let's look at the daily chart. The daily chart live and in the flesh via TradingView via Coinbase. Again, this is live right now. You can see we have a big fat green target sitting at 106,000 for the bullish pennant. We also have another target below that sitting at 72.9, which would take us back close to price discovery. And then we have a couple of targets just south sitting at 53.6 as well as 47.7. This is on the daily chart. Let's zoom in a little more. Look at one of my faves, which is the 4 hour chart. again, live and in the flesh via Coinbase, via TradingView. We can see right here, we got some action happening. We do have a big fat target sitting at 73.5, which would take us on the cusp of re-entering price discovery mode. And we're going to look at one more. We'll check out the 1 hour chart, get a closer perspective, and looking pretty bullish right now. A lot of green candles on the 1 hour chart. So there you have it. Let me know how you guys currently feel regarding the current price action. How high do you think we'll climb? Do you think we can hit 63 Gs before the end of today's live stream? I think that'd be a pretty hell of a target. Let me know, family. Greatly appreciate it. Let's dive into our next story of the day, supply shock, anyone? The headline reads, give me a second to pull this mofo up right here. Bitcoin exchange balances, are they overrated? There's 140,000 BTC, Mt. Gox payout, sparking a debate. So let's break this baby down. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. We're streaming on 3 platforms right now, X, YouTube, and Rumble. And if you guys can repost this, it's greatly appreciated. So yeah, crypto exchanges aggregate Bitcoin balances are at multi-year lows. Traditionally, this is considered proof of demand taking off, but not everyone is so sure. For Highland, the correction between supply fluctuations and Bitcoin price performances leaves a lot to be desired. Quoting him here, the supply aspect, in my opinion, is overrated. Bitcoin on exchanges dropped during the entire bear market, yet Bitcoin price continued down with it. Long term, it matters, but within multi-years, it has shown it does not. Data from on-chain analytics firm Glassnode tracks the balances of 31 major trading platforms, putting the total number of the coins currently available for purchase at 2.3 million BTC. That means there's 2.3 million BTC left, fam, on those exchanges. This is an increase of approximately 18,000 BTC over the past 10 days, marking the latest multi-year aggregate balance low. Exchanges last had a similar small amount of Bitcoin available in March of 2018. So the picture may soon change. We shall, keep up with it and see how we go. Quoting an analyst here, it can be positive, that's for sure. According to Bob Lucas, regarding, he shared here, the past 3 times Mt. Gox repayment FUD was dropped was March 6, 2023, November 22nd of 2023, and January 6th of 2024. And you already know the FUD. They love to FUD the markets. Some believe the Mt. Gox announcement played a part in Bitcoin hitting the lowest levels in nearly 2 months on June 24th. But this topic is also contested. Quoting Samson Mao, there isn't a massive dump from Germany or Gox. Shout out Samson. Right now, this Bitcoin dip is purely sentiment and fear driven, not from selling of large holdings. Even when Mt. Gox coins come to the market, if there are sales, they will likely be via over-the-counter and will have minimal impact on the Bitcoin price action. So there you have it. Let's discuss the latest from Cathie Wood. Then we'll dive into the latest from Julian Assange. Then the latest with Germany dumping that biddies. And then we'll break it down a 500,000 price prediction according to some analysts. So yeah, this headline reads, Cathie Wood's vote is cementing Trump as a pro-innovation, crypto-friendly candidate. That's right. Donald Trump is becoming the pro-innovation candidate of choice for key crypto and traditional finance players. ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood is the latest high-profile investor to share her endorsement for Trump in the 2024 U.S. presidential election, saying she will vote for who is going to do the best job for our economy. That's what's up. Wood's endorsement can further cement Trump's status as a pro-growth and pro-business candidate in the November elections, according to Bitfinex analysts who exclusively said the following. Wood argues that Trump's economic policies, which focus on reducing regulations and taxes, are conducive to fostering innovation and technological advancement. She has emphasized that innovation is crucial for long-term economic growth and believes that Trump's policies will create a more favorable environment for disruptive technologies to thrive. Now, despite subsequently asking for the removal of the interview due to the lack of nuance in her political views, Wood's comments come as a strong endorsement since she is considered one of the leading tech investors, and you already know the broskies love them some Cathie Wood. Let me know, broskies, in the chat if that's true. And according to Trump's endorsement, Gemini co-founders Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss have each pledged $1 million in Bitcoin towards the re-election of the former U.S. president. Now, Winklevoss twins said they plan to vote for a prospective Republican Party candidate, adding that Trump was pro-Bitcoin and pro-crypto, and that sleepy poopy pants Joe had openly declared war against crypto. Facts. Now, the donation from the Winklevoss is a strong endorsement signal for the wider crypto industry. According to Bitfinex analysts who shared the following, this move signifies a growing perception of Trump as a pro-innovation candidate within the crypto and TradeFi communities. And here is a photo with the legendary Winklevoss twins alongside one and only Mr. Trump. Now, do keep in mind, just recently, even though they donated $2 million in Bitcoin to Trump, they had to actually get it back because it exceeded the Bitcoin donation limit, which is $844,000 per individual, which is kind of hilarious in my humble opinion. But nonetheless, Bitfinex analysts also said this alignment with crypto-friendly policies has positioned Trump as a preferred candidate for those advocating for regulatory clarity and support for blockchain tech and crypto. He also proclaimed himself to be the crypto president. So there you have it. And I'm going to read for you one more quote from Bitfinex analysts. A Trump administration might prioritize creating a clear and supportive regulatory framework, encouraging innovation and investment in the crypto sector. This could lead to increased adoption of digital assets and a more robust integration of cryptocurrencies into the financial system, potentially spurring further growth into the industry. So there you have it. Now, I guess I got one more quote for you. What's remarkable about the industry's positioning in the election cycle is that it will continue to prioritize the cause of innovation first and foremost, even as it wades back into electoral politics. Republicans may benefit more this November simply because many already seem to understand the issues. So there you have it, family. Also, I saw something on my X feed earlier. If someone can confirm if it's true, I heard Trump is going to be speaking at the next Bitcoin big conference coming up next month in July. That would be massive. I also think that many of the crypto enthusiasts and Bitcoiners alike are also going to be voting for Trump because the alternative is someone very anti-Bitcoin and anti-crypto, anti-self-custody, and no Bitcoiner wants that at the end of the day. You feel me? But anyways, fam, I still got a lot of news to share. Let's discuss this breaking news. And this really gave me a great big smile yesterday because I was in shock. Like, wow, he really got out of prison. I thought they were going to unalive him in there. You know what I mean? Because, you know, Hillary hates Julian. In fact, in one of the WikiLeaks where he exposes her emails, she says something like, can't we just drone strike him and get rid of him? That mofo. I mean, she's something else. But anyways, the headline here reads, Julian Assange freed from jail after a plea deal with the United States. And before I even dive deep into the story, here's the feedback from RFK Jr. Julian Assange struck a plea deal and will go free. I am overjoyed. He is a generational hero, and I agree with this sentiment 1,000%. The bad news is that he had to plead guilty to conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense info, which means the U.S. security state succeeded in criminalizing journalism and extending their jurisdiction globally to non-citizens. Julian had to take this. He had heart problems and he would have died in prison, but the security state has imposed a horrifying precedent and dealt with a big blow to freedom of the press. Jesus. But yeah, diving a little deeper, Julian Assange was freed from the London prison on Monday after more than 5 years and will not be extradited to the U.S. Amen. After agreeing to the plea deal with the authorities, the WikiLeaks founder agreed to plead guilty to one count of conspiracy to obtain and disclose U.S. national defense info, Reuters reported yesterday, citing prosecutors filing in the U.S. District Court of the Northern Mariana Islands. In return, he is likely to be sentenced to 5 years and 3 months time served, which he already spent in London's Belmarsh prison since being jailed there since April of 2019. His sentencing hearing is set for June 25th. Whoa, that's today. Wow, let's see how that turns out. WikiLeaks wrote in a June 24th post that the court had granted Assange bail and he boarded a flight leaving the United Kingdom on Monday to return to his native Australia. And I heard that private chartered flight was like $500,000. So he did not have to stop in the United States because obviously you don't want to stop in the US. He'd probably go back to jail, right? So yeah, here's what it says. Julian Assange boards flight to London Stansted Airport, 5 p.m. Monday, June 25th, yesterday. This is for everyone who worked for his freedom. Thank you. So we achieved it, family. Free Assange. We got to free Assange. That's what's up. In 2011, WikiLeaks published over 700,000 classified U.S. docs and diplomatic cables on its wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, leaked by the former military intel analyst Chelsea Manning. December 10th, PayPal cut off WikiLeaks' account, which it used to raise funds, and the publisher turned to Bitcoin. Win for Bitcoin, yo, which was created less than 2 years earlier. It was the first time Bitcoin caught mainstream attention, and its anonymous creator, Mr. Satoshi Nakamoto, appealed to WikiLeaks in a Bitcoin Talk post to not try to use Bitcoin as the heat you would bring would likely destroy us at the stage. Nakamoto's last ever post, December of 2010, before he vanished, said that WikiLeaks has kicked the hornet's nest and that the swarm is headed towards us, adding that it would have been nice to get this attention in any other context. The administration of Trump first charged Assange in April of 2019. Don't forget that, family, when he had been holed up in Ecuador's embassy in London for 7 years after fleeing there to avoid extradition to Sweden on sexual assault allegations, which were later dropped. UK authorities removed him from the location that same month and placed him in Belmarsh prison. He has been contesting the U.S. extradition since then. The U.S. charges sparked outrage from Assange supporters and press freedom advocates, which called them a threat to free speech and argued that publishing information is not a criminal act. Preach. So there you have it, family. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Let's discuss the latest with Germany dumping these biddies, which probably contributed to the recent dump when we tapped 58. Headline reads, German government offloads 900 biddies, 400 Bitcoin sent to Coinbase and Kraken. That's right. The German government labeled crypto wallet as sold over $54 million worth of the biddies. The German government's wallet sold 900 Bitcoin in 3 individual transactions today, June 25th. The first 200 Bitcoin transaction was sent to the Coinbase exchange, while the second 200 Bitcoin transfer was sent to Kraken. However, a third transaction worth 500 biddies, $30 million, was sent to wallet 139 PO, which remains unknown. So which one of you in the chat is wallet 139 PO? Keep it on the DL. Just saying. Now, while wallet 139 PO remains unknown, it is not the first time the German government has interacted with it. The German government previously sent 800 BTC to the address on June 20th and another 500 Bitcoin on June 19th, 6 days ago. Following today's transfers, the wallet still holds 46,359 BTC, according to Arkham Intelligence. So the government labeled wallet now holds 2.8 billion worth of Bitcoin and could introduce significant selling pressure that could tank the Bitcoin price below the key psychological level of 60 Gs. And as you know, we already tapped 58, but fortunately we're back on the rise, as you can see. And quoting on-chain analyst Willy Woo, eyeballing this model, probably 1 to 4 weeks more of cooling down before the Bitcoin price action is sufficiently boring. Chart intensifies of speculators playing the casino games. So there you have it. And diving deeper into the selling pressure from Germany and Mt. Gox, the German government labeled wallet first sparked suspicions of potential Bitcoin selling June 19th, last week, when it executed 6,500 BTC worth $425 million. Besides the transfer of the untagged wallets, the majority of the Bitcoin is transferred to centralized exchanges, signaling the government is potentially looking to sell the biddies. Prior to the transfer, the wallet had nearly 50,000 Bitcoin since February of this year. The funds are believed to have been seized from the pirated movie website operator, Movie2K. However, July could introduce more Bitcoin selling pressure since collapsed crypto exchange Mt. Gox announced they would start repaying its defunct users. Keep in mind, more than 9.4 billion worth of the biddies is owed to approximately 127,000 Mt. Gox creditors who have been waiting a decade to recover their funds. A decade. This could introduce significant selling pressure for Bitcoin. I mean, what was the Bitcoin price in 2014? That was so long ago, yo. We've come a long ways since then. Now for our featured story of the day. Bitcoin analyst says Bitcoin can spike 12x to $500,000, meaning $500,000 per BTC in the next 12 months. Here's why. And as you can see here in the headline, but first I actually want to read you the analyst's actual tweet coming from Thomas Farrer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right. But here's what he wrote. And this was on June 23rd. So this was 2 days ago, got almost 150,000 views. Sitting at $64,000 Bitcoin, I say downside risk is 40,000. Upside potential is 500,000 per coin in the next 12 months. So that is 0.7x downside and 8x upside. Run the math. So when I talk about a great time to get in, obviously we just had a Bitcoin halving. You know what occurs after that. The downside risk is 0.7x according to the analysts. Upside 8x. Let's freaking go. So that's a 12-to-1 reward to risk, making Bitcoin the most asymmetric opportunity in the market. There is no better. That's right. There is no second best. There's a crypto asset called Bitcoin, right? That deserves a retweet. Shout out Thomas. I dig it. But let's dive a little deeper. Bitcoin under immense selling pressure. As we know, we tapped a bottom of roughly 58,000. Many of you believe the bottom is already in. In fact, let me know where you stand with that. We have a live poll up right now in the chat, which I'll end after I read the story, and we'll read the results. But as I just shared with you, his post on X, he is very optimistic with the risk-reward ratio with a lot more upside versus the downside. So even so, there's a chance Bitcoin might crash. We got to still keep that in mind. Retesting 60,000. We may retest again. You just never know. So let me know your thoughts. But could you imagine if we lost 60 as support, then we can drop in the low 50s. And if we drop below 50, then naturally the next big psychological target could take us down into the 40 range. However, me personally, JV, I'm more optimistic. I do not see us dropping to 40,000. I personally feel the bottom is in, but I'd love to know your thoughts, family. So let me know in that live chat. Don't be shy. So yeah, if buyers take charge, Bitcoin can float as high as 500,000 per biddy within the next 12 months. This assessment presents a compelling risk-reward proposition that would massively benefit the hodlers who can't be shaken by the short-term or medium-term bear cycles. Where are my long-term hodlers with the laser eyes? Holla. Let me know. Now, considering what's on the table, the analysts emphasize the asymmetric opportunity presented by the biddies. It is a feature, the trader argues, that makes the world's most valuable coin the most attractive investment in the market, the sexiest asymmetric opportunity. There you go. Now, specifically, the analyst banks on Bitcoin to rise due to the institutional inflows, institutional FOMO like a mofo. And based on the outlook, the trader assesses that if pension funds and advisors allocated $200 billion to spot Bitcoin ETFs, it would be enough to propel the price by nearly 12x in the coming months. How many of you would love to see a 12x price appreciation? That's like 1,200% from where we're at. Holla, let me know. And then, as you know, in a recent report, we had Bernstein analysts said institutions will likely start allocating funds into the spot Bitcoin ETFs in Q3 and Q4 of this year. If true, this development could be a game changer since it would pave the way for a new wave of deep-pocketed investors. Let's not forget, total addressable market is estimated to be somewhere between $400 trillion and $900 trillion. If Bitcoin just received 1% allocation from all the money in the world, game on. Now I want to blow your mind. What if 5%? What if 10%? Did you know BlackRock's recommended Bitcoin allocation portfolio strategy was 84.9%? What if that was to occur? Then I'd be talking about like an 8-figure Bitcoin, 10 milli or above. What are your thoughts on that? And despite the billions of the inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs in the last 5 months, there have been waiting on the sidelines for improved liquidity. So if anything, Bernstein is bullish. Say that again. Predicting Bitcoin to reach 200,000 by 2025. They upped their prediction. Previously, they said 150. So now they're even more bullish. They even said 7 figures, which is 1 million per biddy by 2033. And I'd say that's pretty bearish. I'm anticipating a 1 milli Bitcoin price by the year 2029, but I want to know your thoughts on that, family. Now, bullish as analysts may be, there are potential roadblocks along the way. In late May, over 140,000 BTC were moved from multiple wallets belonging to the defunct Mt. Gox exchange to a new address. Data from BitInfo chart shows to compensate the Mt. Gox hack victims, creditors will sell Bitcoin to distribute them from July of 2024, but you never know. The majority of them can hodl. Because again, what's the upside potential versus the downside risk? 12-to-1. So you already know. What are you betting on, family? Let me know, and let me know your thoughts surrounding some of these bullish price actions surrounding Bitcoin hitting $500,000 within the next 12 months. And I'll be reading all of your comments out loud. I'll do my best to do so. Welcome, everyone, on the live stream. This is the Q&A segment of the show. I encourage everyone on X to hit the repost and to come join and interact with us on the YouTube, because The stream you see on your screen is coming from YouTube right now. Also, shout out to the Rumble fam. We greatly appreciate y'all. BlackRock's iBit is the only Bitcoin ETF without any outflows. Word up. Word up. I believe in Bitcoin. I have been in Bitcoin since 2015, says JC. I have seen other cryptos come and go. Not financial advice, but I would buy more biddies and forget the others. That's written to Jonathan Blanco. So there you have it. I'm betting on Trump, says Drain Guy. I'm with that. Word. 2029, 1 milli. Let's go.
To recognize the time is right now to save my own damn life. And Bitcoin help me once again be free. But if love's on fire in him, I'm holding you. I only want just a Cinderella race.
Germany will buy the Bitcoin for the price they deserve. Preach. Everyone buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Amen to that. I'm 73 and hodling since 2017. Thinking of getting a Optimus robot for Xmas 2025. What do you think? What's an Optimus robot? I'm not really familiar with that, bro.
Cinderella is going up. Let freedom ring, let the beat free. Humanity.
Free humanity. Love them lyrics. Yeah, so minimum of 140,000 September 2025. Minimum. Keyword, minimum. Whoever talks about the Bitcoin the most is going to be our new president. Agreed. Trump knows what's up. Dog to the moon, says Dr. Silva. And Toshi, go to Mars? When I listened in Coinbase, the only reason I would buy an altcoin is to make money to buy more Bitcoin, says JC. I get out when I have made money and buy more of the biddies. There is another top exchange dumping different cryptos they hold. I think the CEO's name is Jump, and he is stepping down. Interesting. Good for T. Right on, Drain Guy. Optimus Robot is Tesla's new AI, baby. Oh, wow. Is that like the top one? Interesting. Optimus Robot. I guess named after Optimus Prime, eh? Serge says, JV, 1 million Bitcoin depends on how high we go this cycle. Real talk, family. I agree, Serge.
Loyalty, choose your own destiny. Roger out, you are now in time out. Bye-bye, and Roger the fuck out.
Woo! Roger out.